Fast and the Furious, Tonesy.
Yes.
How many Fast and the Furiouses are there?
Fast and the Furious, sorry. 2 Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious 5, I think. And there's a 4th one, I can't remember. There's a 6, 7, and 8. Then Hobbs and Shaw. And now the new one that's coming out, 9.
Okay, would you count Hobbs and Shaw as one of the numbers, or is that like an add-on?
It's like an add-on, but it's labeled as Fast and Furious, so some people might disagree or agree with it.
Okay, so today we have a little bit of a tech project going on. So I've got some cutouts here. I don't know how good I'm going to be at this, considering my Avengers attempt at my
Tony Stark.
Did you? Yeah.
Yes.
If you haven't seen that, you need to go and watch that video. It's amazing. We made it. What does it do? It saves metal from his heart.
Yeah, it basically takes the metal away from his heart.
Okay.
It retracts.
Now I'm going to attempt to cut out and make an actual car. Okay, that one is the
Nissan GTR Skyline R34.
Oh, he's on fire today. You know what? I think we might have to smash out quickly a little. Ooh, yeah. Quick drink there. I didn't play the whole thing, but boom. There you go. You've earned that bubblegum flavor. How can I see that bubblegum? Bubblegum. There you go. I just don't want to hear you gulping it down, mate, in the mic. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to attempt to make this while we talk about the Back to the Future tech. So which one should I make?
I see you made the Mitsubishi Lancer.
They're both Lancers, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's a yellow one. That's a silver one.
Yeah.
So I'll make the silver one.
Yeah. No, I think that's an Evolution.
Lancer Evolution.
Yeah.
This one is what? Mitsubishi Evo.
Yeah, I think.
Was it an Evo? Was it GT something Skyline, wasn't it? Nissan Skyline. One's a Skyline and one's a Lancer. Okay. So who drives this in the film?
Brian. And he also drives this one as well, I think.
But is this his actual own one, or how does he come to have it?
Well, it starts off as him having it. So he races in that in the very first scene. And this one is later on in the movie. The yellow Mitsubishi Lancer.
So, briefly, what is the movie about?
The movie is about an ex-cop. In the previous movie, he let Dominic Toretto live and let him off from going to prison.
So, Dominic Toretto is like a bit of a
thug. Yes.
Okay, so he's like a street thug kind of thing.
Street thug. He's a mechanic also, but also other people think he's a thug. He has his own race, like racing grounds and stuff. So.
Okay. So, being hyping tech.
Yes.
Is this a good place for technology?
Yes, because the cars are full of stuff. Even like I won't label NOS as technology, but the stuff that they use in there, like those buttons that they click to make the NOS pop out and make them like.
One of them has a full-on computer in the car, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yes.
Kind of like he plays while he's setting up for the race. I remember that.
Yeah.
So why are there so many of these? Because I know there's another one coming out now, the Fast and the Furious one.
Well, it's like at the first they were all thugs. What they used to do is at the first movie, what Dominic Toretto did was they used to go and rob vans, like big vans. They used to have Philip TVs, all of these TVs in there.
Like long readers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from that moment, he was like, wait a minute, I can do something much better than that. And then every movie he does something that's more popular and popular. But some of them about his family are more serious. Like sometimes one of his family members dies. I don't know what happens, but if one of his family members dies, he goes revenges them. Some of them are just robbing banks. It's basically like a heist movie, basically.
Okay, so cars-wise, their cars aren't standard. A lot of the cars they're using there is like
proper actual racing cars.
Yes.
Some that have engines that we don't know yet.
And there's always like a geek guy in there that does electronics and stuff.
Yes, that's the mechanic. His name's Tej. He's played by Ludacris. He's a good rapper.
American
rapper.
But is it always him throughout all the movies? Because he made that shotgun in the later one, anyway. They shoot out that.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about the other guy? There's a Chinese guy in there that dies. Han. But he comes back. What was his role?
His role was, he was a good driver. He was in Tokyo Drift. He's like a good racer. So I don't know what he's labeled as, but Dominic Toretto is basically the main guy. What he does is he puts everyone in their place, tells them what to do, what the plans are, and he picks out his own team and tells them what to do. Sometimes Han is not always driving; he's like shooting. But you'll find out if you watch the movies.
Oh, look at that, mate!
So,
Look at that. I've just manufactured an actual panel. Is that the side door? And
yeah, I think, and the wheel part.
you know what? That's not bad. I'm using the Swiss Army knife. I've got a full on. I went down in the garage and I actually got my standing blade. But I think that's going to be a bit hefty to
Yeah.
maneuver. So my Swiss Army knife is actually coming in handy here. Okay, so this car is from which episode?
Episode. It's in the first 20 minutes probably, because his car gets towed, I think.
Ah, okay, 1 minute. So is this when he...
Has a race with those 3 guys.
But no, doesn't he keep going to his sister's sandwich place? Is this that one? Is this the first one or the second
No,
one?
this is the second one. The first one
Okay.
was about his sister's sandwich place.
Okay, and he kind of gets inside the crew and stuff, and he's an officer.
Yeah.
And then...
He's basically undercover. What he does is...
But he works inside that shop, doesn't he?
yes, that
That
mechanic.
car shop.
Yes.
And the amount of stuff they've got in that car shop. Proper,
Yeah.
ingenuity. Okay, let me get this on one side. I think I'm working on it. Okay, so then if we were to say that Fast and the Furious, which is the best car in Fast and the Furious? All of them.
Yeah.
What would you say?
The Dodge Charger, I think the 1990 something.
Is that the one that when he
The one that's in his...
goes up when he
Yeah.
goes...
The
Why didn't we get a printout of that? Because I could have made that
Yeah.
instead of making this.
That's the one he has in his garage. What the backstory is, I'm sorry, this is going to be spoilers. Basically, his father was a racing driver, and for some reason, on the track, he flipped his car, and he basically died in front of his son. And his son and sister were adopted, and then they lived out lives in Miami, and that's how they became like thugs. And then he left his dad's car in the garage, and every movie where he adds a part, he fixes it, but then he uses it at the end of the movie and then it breaks. So what he has to do is redo everything, and that tells you that he's a good mechanic and he learned off his father.
But is that old car more mechanical than, for example, technical? Is it actual?
No, it's like an olden car, but for him, he does everything mechanically, by hands on. He doesn't go and ask other people to do it. He does it himself. So that tells you that he's also has a good mindset and knows what he's doing.
Okay, but then the cars, sometimes I've seen one of the episodes where the police chase them and they shoot the bonnet with an electrical device.
Yes, that's the Fast and Furious 7. And what basically they shoot here and then they control it on the iPad, and it has a car schematics. And then
do you reckon that's possible? Can that happen?
Yeah.
No, but if a car...
The FBI probably have that, not us, because those it's basically this technical, advanced.
No, but even then, if I was to say my car, for example, you can't control that with electrics. But these cars, was it because they've got circuits inside them and they're more advanced?
All cars have circuits in them. Well, not circuits as circuits, but what circuits in the thingy.
But that basically electrocutes the car.
Yeah.
And it stops it from working. Okay, I can agree with that. But when they control it, do they control it?
They don't control it. They just click on a part of the car.
So it burns out the circuits.
No, they'll click on a tire. For example, they click on a tire. They make the tire go right. So basically, the driver will have to keep going right. You can't force it to the left.
Oh, okay. So then, out of all of those, what's the best piece of tech do you reckon? Out of all of the fast ones, I can think of a few.
God's eye.
Oh yes, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's basically like a satellite.
Yeah, it goes through everything. Bank. When if you go to the local bank ATM, it has a camera on top. You can look into that, and then you can just bounce off to another camera.
Have you seen Enemy of the State?
Not yet. I need to watch that. I still haven't had time.
Because that's like an old version.
Yeah.
Basically of. God's Eye.
Yeah.
More or less. So when they're chasing him down, you know that guy?
Yeah.
That goes through that town in that flying helicopter thing. What's that helicopter thing called? You know when they're chasing God's Eye and they've come up with that helicopter?
It's not a helicopter. It's
like a plane type thing.
What's it called? It's a
Have a look, find out, see if you can find out, because that would be something interesting to know. Because that's like, even that was special, because it's basically going around through town and they're chasing him down and they're sending missiles out and stuff. But it's not an army helicopter type thing, it was something else.
No, it just looked advanced.
But then if they're using that to chase them down, why didn't no one spot, wait a minute, there's an actual big thing going on here.
An Apache helicopter.
Yes. Was it an Apache?
Yeah.
But then in the end, they end up dying because what they're chasing,
No, Dominic throws, he has a pack of grenades and he just throws it under the thingy.
Is that the one where The Rock is in hospital and he breaks his arm and he goes,
Yeah. It's because of Jason Statham. Because the seventh movie was about Jason Statham's brother, not Deckard Shaw, something Shaw, I can't remember.
oh yes, is that the English guy?
Yeah, the English one.
Yeah.
Basically, he was planning. Basically, he had Dominic Toretto's wife. Basically, he found her in the hospital, and she had brain damage. So he had an opportunity that he can corrupt her. So he probably knew about the family, about Dominic Toretto and his wife, what they used to do. So he took over her, and then Dominic Toretto meets her, and then he gets shot by her. So basically, Dominic Toretto's like, "Why is she shooting me?" So he has to basically find her and ask her and like get her back. So that's the story about that. And at the end, they have a fight, and Dominic Shaw loses. I think he falls out of a helicopter. And then the eighth movie, you see Jason Statham at the start saying his goodbyes to his brother. And
but now the newer one,
he's alive basically because they both be in a helicopter. So what we don't know what happens to his brother Shaw.
What about is it Mel Gibson? No, not Mel Gibson. You know the guy that helps him with the God's Eye?
Yes.
That actor?
Yeah.
Who ends up getting shot, and then he has that watch and he says, "Oh, I've got my own medical team." And
yes.
a full-on chopper comes to collect him.
Kurt Angle. No, not
Yes,
Kurt Russell.
that's
Kurt
it,
Russell.
something like that. He's an old school character.
Yeah.
But he's got that.
Remember him in Stargate, that movie?
Yes, that's
Good
what I'm
movie
thinking
that
of
was,
from.
yeah.
Old school one. So he's like a FBI type person.
No, he's what they call him is I don't know what they call him.
They call him a name, don't they?
Generic
name.
Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody.
But then with the new ones now that's come out, I've seen the trailer, the Fast and Furious 9.
Yeah.
What happened to The Rock? Why is The Rock not in it?
He's not in there because of some technical issues. What happened was that Dominic Toretto turned up late on one of the sets, and The Rock got angry because he's like mainly on time. And even though Dominic Toretto is a higher level than him because he's the actual actor that plays the main character, he felt some kind of something in him. And he's like, "Oh, this is not fair." That means it's basically like school. If someone gets a day off, it's basically like that. And there's something probably happened. But Rock mentioned that they did not get along from the first movie, the fifth movie when The Rock actually appeared for the first time. So they had some kind of beef, and then that's why The Rock took away from there. That's why he made his own movie, Puppet Show, and then now it's John Cena. But God knows, we still don't know if John Cena's going to be in the next movie, like the Fast and Furious 10.
From the trailer I saw, he looked like he didn't look like normally like he's a bit of a joker in wrestling.
Yeah, because Offset,
He does.
Offset Dominic, his actual character Vin Diesel praised John Cena, saying, "Oh, yeah, he's a good actor. He done very good."
But do you reckon he's doing that because he wants to piss The Rock off? Because he's basically got another wrestler.
Yes, I never thought about that.
Because he's thought, wait a minute, there's enough wrestlers out there. If you're not gonna do it, I'll go and get someone else.
Not that John Cena is a movie. He's a movie star as well.
What other films has he done?
I don't know. He done some kind of movies. He done like 3-4 movies.
Has he done as many as The Rock has done?
No.
Because The Rock's always bloody making something or other.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm doing well. I've got 4 parts out. But considering we've got a lot more cutting out to do, I might have to see how our conversation goes.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to look at the... okay, so how many are there in total?
Fast and Furious. So Fast and Furious.
Okay, that's the one where he introduces them...
Brian to Dominic Toretto. 2 Fast and Furious when Roman is first introduced. Then it's Tokyo Drift where Han is introduced. And then the 4th one where it's about Mia, Dominic Toretto's sister, him, Brian, and Letty. And then the 5th one, which The Rock is introduced. And then the 6th one where Shaw is introduced, one of the younger brothers. Then the 7th one where Jason Statham is introduced. Then the 8th one where I don't know her name, but she takes over Dominic Toretto, and then he has to avenge his family, and basically he has to go out and fight with that lady.
Do you have to watch them all in order, or can I just go in and start somewhere?
No, you have to watch them in order because it'll make more sense, and trust me.
They're not standalone, so if I just started in like 5, would they not?
Well, you can do, but...
What probably end up happening if I watched 5, I might end up... Actually, you know what? I think I printed this a bit too small. Because if you look at these, how the hell am I going to fold that thing there?
Yeah, that's true, but we can do all of it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, then it'll be a test, basically.
Yeah.
We're testing it out anyway, aren't we?
That looks...
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Tiny. And that side panel. I should have printed it on an A2 paper.
Yeah.
Because the A2 paper would have been like this size of my cutting board.
Yeah. It's a test anyway. We're just testing it out, so
Yes,
that's fine.
so if I see this, or what I might do is I might make the bigger one
Yeah.
and then show you the end product of the bigger one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or can we make that Apache? What was it called?
Apache helicopter. We can do that, but that's gonna be a bit solid.
I don't know. I reckon if I printed it big enough, because right now I'm struggling to cut this out. I don't know how I'm gonna fold these things.
Yeah, because the bigger it is, it basically be more easier. Because the smaller parts would be not shrink but enlarged.
Okay, so that's so far. But what I'll do quickly is let me have a look at the. Okay, so this is what it would look like completed. That's the car we were looking to make.
Nissan GTR. It's a good car. Even now, some people.
Nissan Skyline, Too Fast, Too Furious.
And there's a fact Dominic Toretto collected all the cars. Like
Really?
actually, he has his own car from the first movie, the Supra, Toyota, and Brian's. And then in the later movies, when Brian passed away, he gets all of these cars, the Nissan GTR, this one, the one that you're showing up now, and the rest of the cars. He's got like 7-8 cars, especially his own Dodge.
So he keeps them once they've done.
Yeah.
Didn't they sell them? Paul Walker died, didn't he?
Yeah, he passed away. I don't know what happened. He was probably in an accident on set.
No, I think he was.
Sorry, not
Paul...
on. He was in a car with one of his friends, and he was like speeding down, and then got hit
dear,
in a car crash.
Okay, in that case, we have to make this then.
Yeah.
Because what I'll do is I'll get a proper one. I'll get a proper one made.
Yeah.
Because then we can have it. We put it in the shaft behind us. That'll look wicked. In homage to Mr. Walker. He was a good actor.
Yes, his movies were good. He's been with Jason Statham before that.
Yeah.
He makes good movies.
I think it was a shock. I remember on the news and stuff. So people were like sad for him.
Yeah.
And plus, he's part of like their
Even
family.
that, once I went out with my dad, and then there's a car, and it had said "Rest in Peace, Paul Walker" on the side, and it had a picture of him.
Yes.
He was a good actor. He had some good movies.
I've got Tyrese Gibson,
Yeah.
Vin Diesel. Tyrese Gibson's a bit of a joker one, isn't he?
Yeah, comedian. Even he's a good actor. He's still alive.
What other film have you seen him in?
I've seen him in Transformers. We need to also do that as well. He's like fighting the Apache helicopter also, and he turns into a transformer. Sorry if I was speaking a bit too loud.
1 minute and okay, yeah, that's a nice picture.
Yeah.
He looks a bit like Eddie Murphy in that picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good actor.
He's
as well,
a good actor. Yeah,
he kind of makes
they're all gone old now. If Paul Walker was probably alive now, he'd probably be 40 now.
How old is he? American actor. 2013 he died.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson. He looks younger and younger every day.
No, look.
Would you reckon win out of Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel fight?
Dwayne Johnson, fam. Look at the size of him. Vin Diesel he's big, but Dwayne Johnson has that wrestling in him.
I wonder if that's why Vin Diesel didn't like it, because he thought, he's a bit more. Because think about it, if I pick between them, who's more famous? I'll say Dwayne Johnson.
No, yeah, because when I was growing up, I started watching him. He was the first person I watched in WWE.
Yes.
Vin Diesel, I never watched him, so even though he's a good actor, but I have to stick with my main man, Dwayne Johnson, mate.
Vin Diesel, have you seen some of his early pictures?
Yeah, he used to have an afro, yeah. But you know how he got into movies?
Go on.
Basically, he jumped into a set, and then the person that was commanding the set said, "Now that you're in the set, you have to do the set now." Basically, what he did was him and his friend run into a set doing something wrong.
Imagine we did that, we'd probably get arrested.
Yeah. But the lady, or whoever it was, I think it was the lady, asked him, instead of you getting arrested, you have to do this. And then he got into it and he liked it. He's like, you know what, let me do it. Even his other movies, Riddick, that's a good movie as well, like an alien movie.
Okay, let's have a look at God's Eye a bit, and then I think we've covered most of it.
Yeah.
But that screen even was really good. The way they had that set up in the like that futuristic.
And the God's Eye is a little USB.
Yes.
Like a USB thing.
Oh, what's this advert?
Yeah, I think.
Come on, skip that advert. But yeah, there.
Yeah.
And it basically follows them around. You can find anybody. I reckon they can do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a quick look at the Fast and Furious, and we will have an update once I finish making this car, because I know it's going to take a while. Or I might actually do a time lapse of it and then put that in separately, so that'd be interesting. Or we might do God's Eye, the Apache helicopters.
Yeah.
Or I might even do we had a few more ideas, because there was a colouring thing here.
Mm-hmm.
And considering we know about Paul Walker and
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, we should have done that because the plan was to. Oh, you can't see that. Your plan was to color in there. So the plan was to color in them because they're both on top of the car, isn't it? Is that the first one?
No, that's the fifth one.
Yeah, so you might
Fourth one, I think, or fifth one.
Color that in and that would look a bit good. I don't know where I got that from. That's internet somewhere. Someone had it on Google or something. We printed it off.
The car they're on is like a James Bond car, basically like a rescue dominant Toretto. If you type in Fast and Furious 5,
Fast 5
chase scene,
chase car silver. Was it Austin? That's the car.
yeah, that's the car. Like a James Bond car.
Iconic cars from Fast.
Not that one. That's a Dodge. That one there.
Chevrolet
Corvette,
Stingray.
Stingray. Yeah, they're olden cars. And they cost a lot as well.
Let me show that on the screen. I didn't show that. That one there.
Good car. It's like a James Bond kind of car.
So that's more or less
basically that.
Way too bright. But yes, okay, that was a nice section look at the stream and Fast 5.
Thank you.
And make sure you check out the one we done before this. That was a good one. What did we do the other day?
We did I think it was
Tony Stark Avengers.
Yeah.
You wanna see that? I made a wicked
excellent.
3D life-saving device.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah, it's called
Arc
Arc
reactor.
Reactor.